Darkness, it lives in all of us, looming, waiting for its hour to tantalize our fears, our questions, the absence of light, the ever-merging color fraud. All is consumed by it each night, formless and vast, like the depths of the sea. It was last year when my mentor passed, my uncle, my friend. Something took him in which I could not see, a dark thing. Some say he overdosed, or that his heart stopped pumping, or that the HIV had made its final fallacy. But I wonder what really took him. I wonder where his soul went. Perhaps flying with the angels like he always said he would be, with our family. I wonder if he is with me. All I have are his old records that nobody wanted to keep. But I can feel him there, when he was young and still healthy, and the melodies that elude me. I can see him there on that old street, with my mom and my dad, when they were full and dreaming. I want to be alive with them then, not here, stuck in remedies, lost in this strange city. I'd rather wander in that old forest where I had room to breathe in that sweet clandestine country. But then there are moments of color. You're suddenly on a brighter planet. You feel a part of something much bigger, more vast and interconnected. You feel like you're dreaming, and it feels endless.
Wrong portal! Wrong one! Come this way!
I find beauty in these things called in-between. I live in these cracks and see things that nobody else can quite like me. My home is in these unknown realms in which my transient friends have shared with me. I wish to capture it and tell the sick of these golden curiosities. My new apprenticeship began 4 months past, and I learned in school with egos the size of the Titanic. It seems even in an art institute, I am still destitute and lonely. Perhaps that is in my nature as a wandering dreamer. I admit, alone I move through my emotions at rapid pace, living through the highs and lows of existence at tenacious velocity. This makes things difficult as far as social normalcy dictates. I can hardly keep up with myself, let alone let someone else in. Perhaps this is why there are so many shapes to me, and so many tangents that I lead. I find myself trapped in the fleeting space in my head, where the fire dances to its own wind. Nothing is permanent, but why does my loneliness feel so shaped? I look at beautiful girls in bars, so tentatively, so quickly, so nervously, that our eyes so naturally misrelate. This is why I preserve past ties, like the dark closet that hides, always on your mind. A shadow abides. It seeps through your once beautiful cracks and devours your insides. It taunts you right back to that black path. Leaden tempted you aside and turned your poetry into vile. Grinding through each dream, sleep had unnerved me. I had this dream. She was in a rich ballroom, dressed in black. Her lips were maroon red. I wanted to say how beautiful she was, but instead I just left. And then I'm in the back seat with another girl, Jean. My mom drives the car, and the passenger is unseen. I began smoking and drinking, excessively regressing, fucking old lovers and undressing friends of friends because of my fear of death. I spent my savings on old music, drinks, and instruments, evading what I could not comprehend, masking so numbing and mistakenly smiling, thinking the worst was behind me, until I couldn't breathe.
you been to the hospital or no?
My anxiety took over my physical being, my unconscious bridging its way over to my every waking thought, trying to tell me something of great warning. I longed for my family, 2,305 miles away. It's just me here now, clinging to vices that aggrandize my anxiety. Demons bark in my head, tearing my conscious blue and red. Passive aggression welcomes the dead, burning silently and lifelessly in lead. I explore alternative solutions like poetry, dancing, and drumming like my mentors suggest. I exhaust and alleviate, but those shadows don't rest. I can't even eat without panicking. I feel eyes on me like daggers flicked white in the black of night. I drive outside of my lucidity, as if this black liquid inside me snarls at my potency. I can't cross a glance or speak a word without a grinding back in my head. I can't relate. I can't awake. I want to drive the table knife at the bar through my brain, but instead I just stare lifelessly in space. All is quiet in the room of the boy with a lost face, sitting alone with a Swiss Army knife to his jugular vein, and I think about my mother's face. I do nothing but hang in disgrace. I wash away the fluorescent stains in a womb place. I crawl back to my cave, where I sprawl and waste, face to face with my shade, letting it take over helplessly and slowly like a lunar eclipse reigns. The next dawn never seemed so late. It is clear to me now that darkness isn't an enemy at all, but a deity that crushes the daylight in order to help us fully create. A drive that sends our nerves into frantic energies, bursting at the seams of our imagination. Darkness is what makes light illuminate. And then I can feel the girth of the room. I see the dawn rise through the window and can navigate through the soft space between light and darkness. I feel the warmth of a blanket, the deep grooves of a classic tune, the smile on my dog's sleepy manner, his loyalty and simple speed. I breathe in fresh air and hear those birds sing with each other. I feel the turning concrete on my calloused fingertips as I cruise at my board like I'm surfing a wave. The day becomes stronger because of that dark song, and I become clearer with what I want and how to love. I can't say how much I love my parents. Their experiences become mine and shine on louder like my uncle and grandpa and Nona. I feel the ghosts of my family in the energy fields that I roam in. I will always be a part of them, no matter how dark things get. And like the day is bright, we must wake up alike and rise to our divine drive. Bathe in white matter and learn to be better together. It's safe out there in that scary void of despair, because it inescapably guides us higher